Thank you for joining us for this episode of That Solo Life, the podcast for PR pros and marketers who work for themselves. People like me, Michelle Kane of Voice Matters, and my wonderful co host, Karen Swim of Solo PR Pro. Hi, Karen. Here we are again. It's a grand thing.
Hi, Michelle. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Surviving winter so far. It's the days are slowly getting a little longer, which is good.
It's I don't know. We're just having a really interesting time here in Michigan. So I thought they
Oh,
were, but then
yeah.
it's dark at 4 o'clock, which
Oh,
is and
not good.
it's dark at 7. So
Ugh.
is that longer? Not really.
It's well,
So
slowly. I'll take every 60 seconds I can get. So, yeah, I know. But hey, it's always sunny on the podcast, so it's all good.
It truly is. And we hope that our listeners
Yeah.
feel that warmth and the rays of sunshine that we're sending your way.
There we go. There we go. And we're just gonna have a little fun with the topic today because we often talk about this, clients' desires and whether they're realistic. So we're going to chew on this a little bit how public relations, while it may be more frustrating in some ways, it's not failing. Your clients just might be hiring you for the wrong reasons. Right? We've talked about this so much about how PR has a PR problem and not that that should be all our job, honestly. But this is where the education aspect comes in. I mean, how many times have we had someone saying, like, just make it go viral, get me on the Today Show? Like, that's going to solve all their problems. And that's just going to be it. That's going to put them on the map and give them everything they want. While those aren't bad things, they're often not the right thing. Oftentimes, the right placement in, let's say, a trade publication can do far more for their business. It's just not the bright, shiny thing. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like everything old is new again, right?
I think so.
Yes,
And I
Belle,
think
exactly.
one of the things is patience. Clients are
Yes.
have a want it right now, which could, and
Yeah,
that's kind of our
I get
society,
it.
right? We want everything to happen
Yeah.
immediately. We don't want to slow down. We
Yeah.
don't want to develop strategy and really prepare for the success. And we don't want to see things through. We just want to, you know, do it, get it done, and make it happen. And that is not really the best environment to create sustainable success.
No, I mean, because yeah, I mean, think about it this way, right? So you get one hit on a morning show and then that's it. Well, okay, so you've got one dose of fairly large visibility, but it's not all encompassing and it doesn't necessarily get you all of the credibility that you should be building through, so many other tactics over time. And yes, over time, because you want to prove that I'm here, I'm going to be here, we are still going to be here to serve whatever audience we're pursuing. And it's really not going to sustain any kind of good impact. But, what do I know?
That is, no, that is exactly right. That's so true, Michelle. It's
Yeah,
such a great point.
yeah,
And I, you know, I don't, I do know how we solve that. We can't fix people's antsiness, but I do think
right.
that we have to educate now, just as we always have, but maybe it's even more important
Yeah,
now, and set the right expectations. And I know that sometimes that can be a bit tough when you have a challenging business environment and you have to work a lot harder. You have to work your leads a lot harder. You have to have a lot more in the pipeline. And sometimes it takes a little while longer to actually get to the table where you're having a conversation about engaging PR. So
Yeah.
there's this natural reluctance to not want to upset a deal because someone says something and you know that yes, you can achieve that, but it's the way that they are explaining and is not the manner. But we have to rock the boat and you have to be willing to walk
Yeah.
away from business because you could engage and keep churning through accounts, but I don't like that strategy because it's not good for your reputation. It's not good for your mental health to keep churning
Yeah.
people. And it's not good in this environment where there's already too much chaos. You want clients that truly understand and value what you do and will really allow you to work through the process in the proper way.
Yeah. No, totally, totally agree. And even as we're discussing this, it's almost as though we need to begin any kind of exploratory conversations with almost like a little lesson. Not that you're talking down to them, but just saying like, hey, well, right now in the current landscape, where our team is seeing success by these methods, and this is kind of where people are right now, almost as an anticipatory uh, thing to do. That way, you're kind of giving them something to think about, and they're also getting to know you and
Yeah.
figuring out if that's something they'd wanna pursue, and, not naysaying what they want right away because sometimes you run that risk of it's like they're hiring you just to say, "Well, here's my list, do my list." It's like, "Wait a second, you're hiring me to counsel you on what will and won't work for you." And sure, we might get to your list, but, mm, let's lay some groundwork first so we have something to
Yeah.
come back to.
And I mean, I honestly think that some of the impatience on some clients' parts, potential clients, is stems from distrust, right?
Hmm,
It's interesting that this came up recently on one of my own client calls where, we've been talking to this really great client, really enjoy this brand and I'm really looking forward to the work. But he said, this is where the trust comes in. And it was really profound because he
yeah,
said, I see where I really need to trust because, and it's like, thank you for understanding some of the things that I was nervous about. And so
hmm,
don't forget that your clients are people and they may have some fears about
yeah,
PR from past experiences, or just not understanding our process. We take it
right,
for granted
yeah,
that big brands, or just brands have at least a base level knowledge of how this all works, and really they don't. So if they don't really understand, they may have some fears and they may feel like, oh gosh, we're going to spend this money, but what are we really going to get back from it? Let's face it, that's at the heart of all of the insecurity. And so it's a process of, us developing that trust with them and leaning into what they fear and helping them to understand how those fears are unfounded or how we overcome what they're talking about. And so I it's funny that as much as we talk about trust with our clients and how important it is, sometimes I don't think about it that deeply of creating trust in the business development situation. I
yeah,
mean, it's kind of a
yeah,
natural, I think, for all of us. So I don't really consciously think about building that trust, but it is something that I, recently was called out in a positive way. That's like, oh yeah, I really need
yeah,
to actively think about that and really,
that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, although it's funny, in my earlier days, I would swing the other way, I'd be like, "You're just calling me and you want me to do how do you know I don't stink?"
yes. When you are young in this career, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, they're going to hire me. Do they know? Do
Really?
they know that I'm like fresh out of school or fresh into, being a
Oh my
solo.
goodness. No, but that is so true. It's like, and I think that that bodes well for that potential relationship because not only do they understand that trust is a huge factor, I think it's something that we have to convey that, okay, not only do we have the intellect to deliver good results for you, please know that we will, you know, you're in good hands. We are going to treat you as if you're our own kind of situation
Yeah,
and that we value you. So hopefully you will also be valuing our approach to you. It's all with great care because why would we want to present
yeah,
something that we don't either care about the outcome or we don't care what it looks like. We just want to cash the check. I mean, that's no way to sustain a business. So I'm not saying that those daredevils aren't out there, but um, that's just no way to run a business.
and I think we can't forget that as human beings, we always want to validate our decisions, right? We want
Mm,
to know that when we choose a service or a product that we're making a good decision, and we want that decision to be validated. And we want it to be validated before we purchase it. So we
right.
want to know, we want it validated obviously by the performance of that thing that we put our money on, but we also want to know that other people that we like, know, and trust have had a good experience.
Hmm.
If you're going, to a new barber or a hairstylist, you're that's something that's important to you, and you genuinely want to know that the result is going to be something that you're happy with. If you're, buying a new kind of laundry detergent, you don't want to buy something that's going to rip your clothes apart. So
Right.
we humans do have that need to kind of know that we're going into something. And this is where the sales process really comes in at, and really refining those sales skills and understanding how to win your customers. So you're giving them information along the way. You're not shying away from their objections, you're leaning into them. Over time, as you do this a lot, you will um, you will start to see how you can build objections proactively into
Hmm.
how you present to clients. You'll
Hmm.
overcome those objections before they even ask them. But,
Yeah.
don't be afraid when they're pushing back, and don't be afraid to say no to things that are unrealistic. If a client's
Yeah.
coming to you in June and saying, "Hey, I want to get speaking engagements," you really need to be honest and say, are you talking about for 2027? Because
Yeah.
many submissions have already closed for the year. Doesn't mean that there can't be a cancellation. We can't, circle up with organizers, but probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But here's what we can do. I think that honesty, even if it means not getting business, really works in your favor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes it's you're just not a good fit because what they're asking for
Yes.
is blatantly unrealistic. And if they're not going to budge, then, hey, I guess I'm not for you right now because, I, again, my credibility is always on the line. Our credibility is really all we have,
Yeah.
because we don't build bookshelves. Right? I mean, yes, we can point to case studies, but our credibility of that working with us will be a positive thing and, um, beneficial. That that
Yeah.
that is our currency. So, choose carefully. Don't be afraid to have the conversations because that will really help you as you decide whether or not to move forward and how to move forward.
Yeah, and you should never allow a client's lack of patience to lead to you working in panic and pressure. Just
Yep.
don't do it. It
No.
won't be happy for you. And just as that business came to you, if you have to walk away from it, better business will come your way. A
Yeah.
better fit will come your way. So
Absolutely.
be encouraged. You can do it.
Yep. Protect your peace. Stand your ground. All the good all the good things, but it's true. It's true. Well, we hope you've gotten value about gotten value, hello, from our time together today. I'm all right. Hello, January. Um, and if you have, please do share this around, and please do let us know what you think. Hit us up at soloprpro.com. In fact, check out that website. There's always something good to glean to help us be better practitioners in communications. And until next time, thanks for listening to That Solo Life.